Action! Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. What you up to now? Day 926. 926 days documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world, corporate world, to the online world. And the opportunity a few years ago, yes, a few years ago now, to do what I want, to divest myself as part of my divorce of the businesses I was doing with my ex-husband, my life, and move on to an area where I could actually explore what I was curious about, what I was interested in. And so I hopped into the online world with both feet. I dabbled a little bit and been involved with a couple of different things prior to 2017, but really not a whole lot. And been on this huge journey, and it's been an interesting roller coaster ride. I'm not even gonna pretend it hasn't been. There've been huge ups, there've been huge dips and huge downs. And part of that, I'm learning, is all about action and inspired action, taking the right action, not just taking action. I tend to go, run headfirst into a wall, and then I'm like, oh, wrong road, wrong direction. Then I run headfirst into another wall, wrong direction. And I've been playing that game online, and I want to say that I didn't do it offline, but if I'm really looking at the pattern of my life and my life experiences, I would say I did it offline too. I got involved in different businesses. Otherwise, I would have picked one business and I would have stuck with that my whole career. But I've been involved in like 27 different businesses and industries. I had at least 3 to 5 year corporate experiences, some longer, some short, nothing shorter than 3 years, but I jumped around from industry to industry in corporate America, which is pretty much unheard of back when I was doing the jumping around. Pretty much people, I've got an engineering background, engineering degree, and marketing and management, and so normally people would pick a track in corporate America and they would go to a company and they would stay on that track, stay in that company for their career, or maybe have a couple of career moves during their lifetime, but not like I did. I did it totally different, which is sort of the way I've run most of my life, is pretty much off the beaten path and different than other people, because it works for me. And I've battled that because I wanted to just fit in, but I've never really just fit in certain situations because it didn't feel right to me. So, talking about action, and again, I don't have any trouble taking action. I think that yesterday was like 3,330 podcast episodes, so that means that's at least that many live videos that I've done, and I've done a lot more than that. I didn't start counting, and I didn't count certain things, but there's at least that many episodes on my Libsyn podcast. So that's just my Libsyn podcast. I also have an Anchor podcast. So I don't have any trouble taking action when I'm analyzing it and looking at the action, and I don't have any trouble taking consistent action. I show up every day for the most part, unless I'm like super duper sick and on my, not my deathbed, but really like I can't get up and make a video long enough between trips to the bathroom sick. That only happened on Christmas, and then certain things like that. But I don't have a problem taking action, consistent action. My problem is in that I'm not taking the right action to get the results that I want. Well, I'm in someone else's challenge right now, which is really exciting for me, where I think that I will straighten up that and get a little more focused. And it's not because I don't know, it's just that I'm not somehow giving myself permission to do what I know I should be doing all along. If that makes any sense whatsoever, give me an aha, because I feel like I'm all alone in this so often. Also, Get Up and Go Challenge today was all about taking action. So action is obviously on my mind. And how do I take action or not take action? What causes me to procrastinate? Because I'm human, just like everybody else. I tend to procrastinate over certain things. And if I'm being honest, the reason I procrastinate is because I'm afraid of something, or I'm making an excuse, or I'm telling myself a story in my mind that acting is going to be more painful or harder or more work or more effort or more energy or more whatever I'm trying to avoid than by just waiting and not doing anything. I've pretty much found in my life that whatever I'm procrastinating on is the exact thing I need to do right now. That's just my personal experience. But usually if there's something I'm resisting or I'm holding off or waiting to do, it's because I need to do it. It's like my divorce. I needed to get divorced probably a good 10 years or more before I actually pulled the trigger and made that decision and that choice that this was not the right choice for me. I need to get divorced. I've done that in businesses. I've been at jobs too long past I knew I had grown to a point where there wasn't an opportunity for me to grow in that position anymore, and I needed to move on to something different. I've stayed too long in jobs. I've stayed too long in relationships. I've stayed too long believing certain things about myself that just simply are not true. I made them up in my head. Some of them when I was like in second grade, or some of them when I was very young, and I don't even realize until they pop up and they bubble up through some experience that triggers them. Oh, well, this is ridiculous. Why on earth would I ever think or believe this about myself? But we all have those things, right? That's part of the human experience. So taking action is on my mind today. Get up and go in the SOAP model, teaching everybody my framework, the one I use for facing challenges, dealing with challenges and difficult situations, dealing with good situations, dealing with any type of change. If we have a process and a framework that we automatically use, it guarantees that we'll get better results than if we didn't, if we just randomly approached any challenge or anything that comes our way. That's the whole purpose of the Get Up and Go Challenge, is to equip people with this framework, with this knowledge, with this habit of responding and reacting and dealing with change and challenges in a way that guarantees that they'll always have better results, that they'll come out better after the challenge than if they hadn't gone through the challenge at all. So guess what? Life dishes us up, each and every one of us individually, sometimes simultaneously in the event of COVID, but usually individually. We're all getting lessons and opportunities and experiences all the time. And they're not to hurt us. They're to help us grow or figure something out that each of us uniquely needs to figure out. At least that's my belief. Otherwise, it seems like it would be some crazy random act of nothingness, and I definitely don't believe that. Fun challenge today was all about quitting, which again is an action. You have to make a conscious choice to quit doing something, even though you might subconsciously decide it and then just stop or procrastinate or not take action toward it. But anything worthwhile that we do, absolutely anything. And think about this, does this apply to your own life? Have you found that anything worthwhile in your life has required you to put forth effort in order to achieve it or learn it or do it or acquire it? Everything I've ever wanted that was worthwhile in my life, that didn't just fall into my lap, was something I had to work for, something I had to, decide that I was going to make it happen for my life. And nobody else can decide that for us. Nobody else can be motivated for us. Nobody else can do the work we need to do to become the person we need to be for us. It's hard, but guess what? Only I can do it. Only you can do it. No one can do it for us. I can't be happy and successful for anyone else. I can't be, no matter how much I might want to be, I can't be happy in place of, not for them. I'm always happy for my kids, but I cannot make them happy. There's nothing I could do to make them be happy human beings. That comes from within, just like motivation. And guess what? All of our feelings and emotions come from within, and only we individually can control those. So thinking about that today, doing interviews today for my podcast. I'm super excited to be interviewing Matt Gagnon today. He has got an incredible story of challenges. I didn't even know all the challenges that he's been through. Incredible story, and he's turning that around and helping people in ways that are just fascinating. So I want to share his story on the podcast. I'm interviewing him this afternoon. Also doing 2 challenges of other people's right now. In addition to leading my own, I'm doing 2 people's challenges. One is a ClickFunnels, because I'm a ClickFunnels fan, of course, high ticket sales 21-day challenge. And I've done their One Funnel Away challenge. She's at least a handful of times and taken people through that. And now I haven't done one of their challenges for a while. I haven't even done the One Funnel Away challenge this year at all. I was thought about doing it earlier this year, and then I was like, no. And I'm a member of Funnel Flicks, so I've always got access to that. So anytime I want to go through it, I can go through it again. But I wanted to try their 21-day high-ticket challenge. I've already got an application funnel and things, so it's just a matter of picking and plugging the holes or changing the messaging of mine to make it better. It's all about continually improving it and getting better. I mean, just because I've done something, I always know it can be better. Anything and everything we ever do there's always a way to improve it. There's always a way to get better. There's always a way to be better ourselves, to be better human beings, to show up in a bigger, better, more authentic way. And so that's, I'm doing that with the high ticket challenge. And then this week I'm doing a 5-day workshop with one of the people I just love and adore. I met her at Certified Partner Training for ClickFunnels again in May of 2017. And this was when we were all just getting started, and it's really fun to hear her story. And she tells us how to tell stories through design hacking to make sure that your message gets through to the people that you want it to get through to, and that you are here to help and serve. And so I am really excited to be participating in that I have struggled with some of the things that she struggled with, and I still continue to struggle with them. How do I really show up for the people that I'm here to show up for? And who even are those people? Sometimes I still ask myself that question. And, you know, who do I want to serve? Who on a higher level am I? And what on a higher level am I supposed to be doing? Because sometimes I feel like I'm just diddling around with little pieces of stuff, and somehow I'm missing the big picture. So I'm excited to be more honed in on what is my personal big picture. All right, that's it. That's what I got for today. Let me know if I can help you in any way. If there's anything that you are struggling with or have a question about, ask me now while I still have time, because I have a sneaking suspicion that after these 2 challenges, I will not have a lot of just open time. And as we come out of COVID, I think that I'm getting busier and busier, unlike some of my clients who are struggling still, which that's why I'm here, is to help make sure that they don't struggle. All right, have an amazing day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.